Hi, welcome to HR Tuesday Tips with the Millers, and today we're going to be talking about politics in the workplace. So I know many people, we have something called the First Amendment that gives people, allowing them to have free speech, but in the workplace sometimes things can get a little bit heated, so we have to figure out where we can draw the line. So let's talk about politics in the workplace. What are your thoughts as far as discussing these issues in the workplace?
Okay, and no surprise, I'm sure I've been dealing with that as well. I think everybody can relate to that. We see it on social media. It's people are very polarized with where they stand and the way they're approaching their viewpoints. So naturally, that comes into the workplace. So basically, of course, you let people talk about what they want to talk about, as long as conversations remain civil. Yes, you don't want to get into trying to tell them what they can and can't talk about. When it becomes an issue, however, is when it starts to create a level of tension that is creating conflict, that's affecting work team performance, that often can even be determined as discriminatory, because if you think of the topics that are hot, religion is one of them. So you have to be careful about what is being said related to that. Some might see it as a hostile work environment, depending on the levity of the discussion. And of course, the worst case scenario would be if it gets that tense and these conflicts and the tension gets ignored, you don't want to worry about workplace violence. So all of these things may seem far-reaching, but they're really not. I think any of us can say, if you've seen how the political discussions are going, they're not real civil. They're not friendly. Frankly, I don't even think they're intelligent. But you allow people to discuss things, but keep track of how it's affecting your employees, your work environment overall.
Okay. And if people are getting heated with it, now one, they should be doing their work, not talking about politics. So if they're talking about it during their break time, on their lunch time, casual conversation, but we still need to make sure that they're focusing in on their work, right? So if you do get a situation where, some people have reported being uneasy, they're feeling bullied against based on their religious viewpoints or their stance on the Second Amendment, how does an organization address that? What is the responsibility?
And you know what, that will vary depending on what the complaint specifically is. So if it's related to something they determine as harassing in some way, we have policies and procedures for that. We really delve into that. But really, most of what I've found that it takes is just simply a communication from the senior leadership team, particularly a president or business owner, to say, remind them of your policies related to discussions and not wasting time on the workplace, which to your point about are they talking too much and not working, so you're looking at the performance factors as well, but just reminding them about civility, respect in the workplace, acceptable behavior, and how you expect them to conduct themselves moving forward. So again, we're resorting back to those good documents in writing, and then we're reminding them through written communication as well as oral communication. Having supervisors keep a close ear to it as well, to make sure they stop things as they hear them getting out of control as well.
So like anything else that we're doing in our business, one, you have to have the appropriate policies in place and the procedures, specifying expected behaviors in the workplace and making sure you're coaching and training employees. And if something gets out of hand where it's causing disruption, we need to address it effectively and efficiently.
Exactly.
Excellent. Very good. Well, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully giving you some things to consider when it comes to dealing with politics in the workplace. I'm Lori Miller.
And I'm Janine Miller.
And thank you. Sit back, relax. We got this.